Hello, welcome to a DELE study session. Today we are going to be doing a practice writing portion, and not the whole portion, but one task and one spoken task as well. Oh my goodness. So I've been having a bit of a rough time the past couple weeks. Just feeling very stressed, very overwhelmed, and the state of the world is not helping anything either. Yeah, I just haven't been super motivated the past couple weeks. But today, after spending multiple hours scrolling aimlessly when I got home from work, I was putting off doing this. I knew I was going to do this. I had this planned for today, and I still just kept not doing it. So I decided to clean up my table desk thing here, take a shower, get all ready for the evening, and just do this study session with you guys. So for our practice today, I did a practice letter of motivation the other day. And so I'd like to do, usually the first task is a letter, the second task is an article or some kind of more opinion text. I don't know why I can't find any sample themes in that, so let's do this one. Okay, so we are going to take the first sample problem from this book that I will have on the screen that I got from Kindle on my Kindle app. Let's do, okay, so we're going to do Tarea 2 of the written exam. So this is one where you get two options. So they will give you both and you just decide which one you want to do. So option 1 is analyzing a graph, or not analyzing it, but expounding on a graph. And the second one is a text, and you respond to the text. I do want to do all of these, so I will probably just do the graph since it comes first. The graph that we have here is you are working with a magazine, a sociology magazine, that has asked you to write an article about how Spanish people spend their free time. In the article, you should include and analyze the information that appears in this following graph. So this is only supposed to be 150 to 180 words. So that's not a lot for all of those things. So I'm going to make an outline where I include all of the bullet points that I'm supposed to cover, and then take notes from the graph on how to include all of those things. So, okay, so I have my draft that took just over half an hour, which is what it should take. I think you can spend half an hour on each task, and then a little bit of time to review. I do need to get faster for sure because I don't have a clean draft. I just have a draft, which I need to be able to have a clean draft. So I need to figure out some transition words that I'm going to use, like the little conversation markers or whatever, because I don't have very many in here, and I need more because they are apparently very important for points. And I just need to get better at having little phrases ready to put in whatever topic. So I'm going to do the first round of edits, which will just be typing it into Google Docs and getting my spelling checked and basic grammar stuff, and then I will post it to Reddit and get a second round of feedback. So I will read it to you. Okay, so this is what we have for now. Nadie quiere pasar toda la vida trabajando. El ocio forma una parte muy importante en la vida de los españoles. Ofrece la oportunidad de danza. Ofrece la oportunidad de descansar, pasar tiempo con la familia y los amigos y aprender algo nuevo. Una encuesta de los españoles nos dice a qué dedican su tiempo de ocio. Las actividades más populares son las menos formales, con el paseo ganando la actividad más popular. Otras opciones casuales y espontáneos son la televisión, música, libros, internet y radio. Conciertos, eventos deportivos y el cine recibieron relativamente pocos votos. De hecho, me sorprende lo bajo que está el cine con solo 20%. Me pregunto cómo esa figura ha cambiado durante los años con la disponibilidad de las películas en línea. Puede ser un poco triste que algunos pasatiempos como conciertos y trabajos manuales han sido sobrepasados por actividades pasivas, pero es entendible. Los eventos suelen ser más costosos y puede ser difícil hacer cosas de mano en un apartamento o en la ciudad. De todos modos, parece que los españoles pasan su tiempo libre en actividades variadas, la mayoría con un elemento de descanso o automejorando. A pesar de que las actividades más modernas, como navegar por internet, son muy populares, parece que casi todos están de acuerdo que un paseo sigue siendo el mejor. So I didn't have too many errors the first pass. There were a few articles that were wrong and 2 things where I forgot to keep things plural, where I should have kept them plural, but not too bad. We'll see what the people say. That's the real test, because Google Docs lets a lot of things slide that it should not. I definitely need to make sure that I have enough time to reread this, go over it again before I submit it. I need to get faster because some of these things I caught without even needing to use Google, so I definitely need to make sure that I'm getting that. I need to see how many words it is too. Okay, so it was 216 words, so that is too many, but also you're not supposed to count I don't know, she said you don't have to count articles and stuff like that, so I'm not sure, but I do think that's too many. I need to look into that a little bit more. I will be back when we have feedback, hopefully. Hello, welcome back. So today we are doing a speaking test. So first task, I get about 10 minutes to prepare for this task. So I have to talk for 3 or 4 minutes about the advantages and disadvantages of a series of solutions proposed to a specific situation. So the situation is, in your neighborhood there are not enough medical centers for the population because the neighborhood has grown much in recent times. They have to go far away. Options are construct more health centers, especially in zones with higher population density, put in place a urban plan that will limit the growth of the population in the zone, create a system of public transportation that would permit the residents to go to other municipalities, give more freedom to the citizens, and incentivize economically the use of medical centers, private medical centers, allow medical assistance in the homes, especially for older people. The residents that have lived there more time would have preference. Okay, and then the interviewer will ask some questions Total duration 6 or 7 minutes. Okay. All right. I'll be back. Okay. Creo que una preocupación de muchos es no tener atención de salud adecuado en algún momento, y me interesa mucho a qué soluciones hayan sido propuestas por los expertos. Y en primer lugar, la propuesta de más centros de salud me parece una solución muy buena a largo plazo, porque podría atender muchas más personas. No depende de factores externos y puede crecer con la comunidad, pero puede ser una opción muy costosa, y me interesa cómo va a financiar esos centros. También me llaman la atención las propuestas que tienen que ver con llevar las personas a otros centros o la atención médica a las personas. Autobuses adicionales o líneas de autobuses adicionales costaron mucho menos que centros de salud adicionales, y además puede ser una buena opción temporal si va a construir adicionales centros. No estoy de acuerdo con las propuestas que sugieren maneras de desincentivar o hasta prohibir el uso del sistema público de salud. No encajan muy bien con la razón por qué existen los centros de salud. Entonces a mí me parece muy mala idea restringir cuáles personas pueden usar por razones de estancia en el barrio o como empujar las personas hacia el sistema privado. No, por supuesto, siempre es una opción si alguien quiere atención más rápida, pero no debería ser la única opción para alguien. Oh my gosh, you guys are getting the real terrible stuff here. This is the first time I've tried to do one of these, and it was rough. It was a lot rougher than I expected it to be. Like, while I was writing down my notes, I was like, oh, this is not that hard. Like, it's not that hard to come up with like responses to this because they give you a lot of information. But then once I started talking, I was like, oh, obviously I wouldn't be able to just start over like I did right there. But yeah, this is going to take a lot of practice. So yeah, I am going to write this up like not exactly what I said, but like basically what I said, and then correct it, and then also post that on Reddit to get corrections. So yeah, that's we have a lot to do over the next like 2.5 months. Not even 2.5 months at this point, like 2.33 months. Oh yeah, I put a countdown on my phone. So I have the widget on well, it will not focus for anything, but I have the widget on my phone, but it just says get premium to unlock, but then behind it, it does actually show you the countdown, like, correctly. So I have 72 days until the DELE. So that's not good, but maybe it'll be fine. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna write this up and post it. But this has been I was gonna say this has been a fun study session. It hasn't been. I'm gonna be so honest, it has not been fun. But it feels good to actually be doing things to make progress, hopefully, in my Spanish. So yeah, I will see you next time.